Yeah, warm welcome here in the partner track, the third session here. Again, it's about extensions, and this time we will go even deeper in the topic of the APIs for SAP Cloud ALM. That's a topic that will be introduced from my colleague Xavier Dupera. He's our product owner for API and all analytics in our ALM solutions. But also I will take over in the second part of the session a little different view, this time maybe not the API extension possibilities, but the memory extension possibilities. And I will introduce to you by when it will be relevant for you to maybe also that you might need a memory extension if you are using our Cloud ALM solution, very intense with a lot of data. So stay tuned. But first of all, I'm very curious to hear what Xavier is telling us about our APIs in Cloud ALM. Xavier, stage is yours.
Thanks very much, David, and welcome from my side too. I hope you have a very good ALM Summit, even if it's time we cannot meet in person. So I hope that next year we will be able to do it. So let's go into the subject. So my topic today is how to extend SAP Cloud ALM with APIs. I think we will keep some time for the question at the end of the session, but then we have the Q&A session later today with the Meet the Expert session, where I will be there also, David also. So if we are not able to answer all your questions during this webinar, then we can do it in the Meet the Expert session later this afternoon. I think it's 3 o'clock European time. So the topic is APIs. I think you heard a lot yesterday during the keynote of Mark, Janko, Michael, also David also, and we have also the Almaton where we managed by David, where we see that APIs are in the center of our strategy for SAP Cloud ALM. I remember Mark saying that it was even more important now with SAP Cloud ALM than with SAP Solution Manager. So this is why this is a topic very, I think, crucial for customer partners and also us for the success of SAP Cloud ALM. So when we talk about API, I just want to use this picture to explain that we are there. Actually, the SAP Cloud ALM APIs are actually what we offer as communication between your tenant or the customer, CALM or SAP Cloud ALM sub-account, and the external world. So it's either an application that will connect to SAP Cloud ALM. This is what we call the inbound API. So this is a message or a communication triggered from the outside to us. Or outbound API, it's actually interfaces that we defined to interact with an external application with the SAP Cloud ALM processes. So the typical example there is that I want to, for an inbound API, I want to access to the list of projects in my sub account. So it's REST GET access. An outbound API is I want to trigger from my SAP Cloud ALM tenant an external automated test cases, or I trigger a pipeline for CI/CDs. So in that case, we in SAP Cloud ALM, we define the interface, the protocols that is going to be used, and the third-party application is going to implement this protocol. And in inbound API, we define a protocol, we implement this protocol, and you can, or an external application can interact with this protocol. So inbound, outbound, very important concept that we need to understand. And they're also documented in our SAP Cloud ALM documentation. And to understand our strategy, we have to consider two parts. So On the left side, we have what we call the built-in integration. And on the right part, it's more an open integration there. So, but all that we offer in SAP Cloud ALM. Built-in integration are actually ready to use, integration ready scenario component for selected solution, including SAP solution or third-party solution. So there are not so much of customization, configuration. It's by essence a turnkey solution or ready to use built-in integration. On the right side, it's really open API, open protocol that you can use either inbound or outbound. They are all documented in the SAP API Business Hub. So actually, this would be the starting point for you. If you want to understand what are the API that we exposed, it should start with the API Business Hub. I will show it in the demo later in my presentation. And for outbound connection, we also recommend that, or we have sent to a possibility also to adapt APIs defined by SAP Cloud ALM to the API provided by third-party solution. The open connector, the SAP open connector, or the SAP Cloud Platform integration could be used or actually recommended as a best practice to complete the integration. So in the right side, I mean, this is open. You can do whatever you want, whatever you need. And on the left side, it's controlled. And we control actually in SAP Cloud ALM what is possible, but we want to make it really easy to use and fast to use. So first I will go, so this is the overall strategy. So API Hub, we have the open API and we have the built-in integration. So let's move to the built-in integration and to see what we have actually ready for you. So this is actually, integration ready is cover three parts today. It's the analytics, the operation automation, or the test automation. More will come in the future release of SAP Cloud ALM, especially I would say in the service management. And then for each of this part, we can make a distinction between the SAP solution, but we are ready to integrate with our SAP Cloud ALM, or you can integrate easily from your SAP Cloud ALM tenant, and third-party solution. So for the analytics, we have the SAP Analytics Cloud with an API, OData API. This I will demonstrate during the presentation. We have also a Graphanap integration. So using the Analytics API with REST Analytics API, and we are also delivering a Graphanap plugin that allows you to extend your Graphanap instance, your own Graphanap instance. Actually, this Graphanap plugin is delivered as an open source, but you would have to download and install in a Graphanap instance. For the operation automation, we have 3 products, and there is also a session later that is covering actually this part. If you want to get more information, you can go assist. The session is managed by Patrick Richards. And test automation, today we have the integration with the SAP test automation tools, known also as START, which is actually used by our customer for S/4HANA testing in general. And we plan also to have this Tricent to complete the Tricentis integration on the third-party solution part. So this is the current picture. Now, if I move to the second one, which is I would call it the open API for SAP Cloud ALM. So these are really designed to let you as a customer, third party providers or partners to extend all SAP Cloud ALM capabilities. Again, everything is defined in the API Business Hub, and the platform, the SAP Business Technology Platform Integration Suite is really fits very well this the needs of complex scenario that you could have. So there, either your third-party solution is able to use the API that we provide directly, okay, or if you want to implement something more complex, then you have to move to API integration hub or API integration platform like we have with the integration suite of the SAP BTP. So what do we offer as an API, or what do we plan to offer as APIs? So this is the big picture. Not everything is implemented. So we are but this is where we want to go with the delivery of APIs. So this is this catalog that we want to offer, splitted, of course, by implementation, operation, or generic API. Today, what are the API available? So we have the Analytics API, which is actually accessible from your SAP Cloud ALM installation. We have the tasks, requirements, projects, which is also accessible, and the test automation. So to trigger automatic test from SAP Cloud ALM, get the result, display the result in the test management component of SAP Cloud ALM. The next one we are going to deliver the resource notification. So this is going to be delivered in the next quarter. I mean, that allows you to react on resource changes in your SAP Cloud ALM tenants. So if there is an alert coming, then you want to react and create an incident in your ticketing system. So this is this kind of API that we're going to provide. So, but let's an external application watch to the changes of resources occurring in your SAP Cloud ALM tenant. And the next one are the process and the test management for the CALM API for implementation. For the operation, we plan to have the alerts and the metrics, IT events also as the next API available. So to understand, to follow which APIs are available and will be available, I think you should move to the API hub to understand, to follow what we are going to deliver. So this I will show again in a few minutes. Just before moving to the demo, I would like to again illustrate what are the best practices or the use cases that we see for extension with API. And we will try to illustrate those in simple example also in a few minutes. So the first one is about consumption. So it's the most basic one. It's all about inbounds API. So you want to get benefit or to build on top of the huge amount of key SAP data that will be managed and stored in your SAP Cloud ALM tenants. So it's third-party analytics. So it's again a SAP Analytics Cloud or Graphanap, third-party application performance management tool. So any softwares or software application that would need to get read access to some data and do something with it. So this is the first use case. The second use case that we see, and it was really also very well illustrated during the Almaton, is the connection, the integration, sorry. So you want to connect your SAP SAP Cloud ALM tenant to another or your existing ALM platform and tools. So it's Jira integration, Snow integration, test tool, custom pipeline, workflow management. So it's, and then you need, in that case, inbound and outbound APIs to do it. The third use case is how to complement. There is typically a partner use case, I would say, because, or it could be also a customer use case, but it's about enriching the capabilities of the SAP Cloud ALM by delivering package or software component in the SAP store, for example. So delivering application, delivering system connectors, delivering templates for application, or delivering process customization that you can upload. So it's complement what we have and using the standard SAP ways to deliver content, SAP stores or even other ways to do it. And the last one is the it's more complex use case. I would say it's about extension. So it's building new services, new front end to improve your LM process or the LM process of your customer. And then we have plenty of scenario that could be, would say, think of or considered there. So artificial intelligence would be one, chatbot, robotic process automation. So all those kind of scenario, integration extension scenario that will benefit from the data provided by your SAP Cloud ALM tenant. So based on that, I would like to move to the demo. So I've prepared some so we have prepared actually some demo and to illustrate the point. So the first one, first of all, everything should start from the API hub. So in the API hub, in the SAP API Business Hub, what you can do, you can search for SAP Cloud ALM. Actually, I moved to the, I'm already actually there. So you can have a look to the API. So SAP Cloud ALM is actually a package that will contain individual APIs. So today we have, as I was explaining, the project, the tasks, the test automation in the analytics API. So you can navigate there to understand what can be done in the API. So if you move to API reference and you see that for the project, you can get post a project. If you look to the tasks, you will see that in the API reference, of course, you can create, modify, delete the tasks. And you can also try out this. If you are logged into the SAP API Business Hub, like myself, you can try out the API to test it. So then in that case, you will have to, for example, enter a project ID, and you will be able to get the detail of the tasks belonging to the project. What you can do also is that you can add your own environment. So if you want to pre-test our API from your environment, you will add it there and create an instance of it by providing the keys for the service and the client ID, client secret, how to connect to your SAP Cloud ALM tenants. So this, and we have also a lot of blogs, documentation explaining how to do it if you want to continue on that point. And, okay, so again, analytics project and test automation, and more will come in for the future release of SAP Cloud ALM. The next thing I would like to show is let me go back to the slide for 1 minute. So it started. So what I would like to demonstrate quickly is this, and I think we have time to do this. I will have 4 cases that I would like to do. First is the result with analytics with SAP Analytics Cloud, then the analytics with ALM Graphanap Plugin. Then we have an example where we do task management with Jira. So we integrate Jira with our SAP Cloud ALM tenant. And the last one is a custom BTP, business technology platform application that communicate with a SAP Cloud ALM tenant to implement a project board. So so first thing I would like to do is start with the analytics. So the analytics is using OData to transfer actually OData interface. So that's the analytics OData interface to transfer data into your SAP Cloud ALM tenant. A SAP Analytics Cloud tenant from a SAP Cloud ALM tenant. So this is OData Analytics API, and then you can achieve results like this, where you define, so now I'm connected to my SAP Cloud Analytics tenant. So I'm already actually in the designer mode, and then I've actually retrieving the number of tasks for my projects, and I can filter on the statuses. I can also filter on the status of the project. I can merge multiple projects actually in one page. This is what I'm doing there. I have my birthday project and my S4 HANA project, and I merged the result and the project management analytics for the two projects. So this is really easy to do. You just have to create a connection via the OData interface, get the create the model for the data that you want to retrieve, and create the story like the one I've created. Okay, so this I will not go deeper. I just wanted to explain the possibility there. So this is from SAP Cloud ALM to SAP Analytics Cloud. Then I would like to move to the next one, illustrating that we can do the same with the Graphanap, the ALM Graphanap plugin. This Graphanap plugin uses a REST API to connect to the SAP Cloud ALM. So this is a live connection between your Graphanap instance. So what you can do from there is this kind of chart. So now I'm in my Graphanap tenant, and I've created a project board using the data coming from a project running in SAP Cloud ALM. So if you want to see this in SAP Cloud ALM, I'm connecting to my SAP Cloud ALM tenant, and I'm using this project. Okay, so it's very small project. It's actually, we are using it to prepare to celebrate actually the 1 year of SAP Cloud ALM. And us, when we do something, we use SAP Cloud ALM to manage our own stuff. So I have tasks there that you can see. So if you want, I can also navigate in the tasks. So this is oops, I need to select towards minute, I select the current birthday project. So this is all the tasks of my project. And for example, the buy balloon tasks is still open. I have a due date, and it's already assigned to myself. Okay, so what I can do now is I can build dashboard on top of that will actually connect to the SAP Cloud ALM tenant, and then you can benefit from the full power of the Graphanap using our plugin. So, you know, it's, if you're familiar with Graphanap, you can do a lot of things. You can also change, if you want, the period that you want to look into. So the last 2 days, when it will refresh, you can change the visualization. So this, I will not spend too much time on that. What is important there is that as soon as you did configuration from your Graphanap tenant to the SAP Cloud ALM, then you have there a list of what we call data providers, which are actually the data source that are coming from SAP Cloud ALM. And each data source is coming from a list of dimensions and filters that you can play around. So filters, dimension, and measurement. So for example, when we are using the tasks data provider, you can report either on the counter of the tasks or on the story point attached to the tasks. So, so it's there, you can experiment this, and we will provide also more example, more documentation around it. So we have all the visualization there that you can also get from the SAP Analytics Cloud. So it's up to you to decide which analytics tool you want to use to extend the standard capabilities of SAP Cloud ALM. So this is from the integration ready, if you remember my first slide. But this analytics API that we offer could be used also to integrate with other analytics tools in the same way. So this was the second demo, quick demo, but just to illustrate what we can do. Then I have another more complex demo built by our team. It's a Jira integration. So there it's a little bit different because I spend a few minutes on the slide. So we have one Jira instance, okay, and then we have instantiated a webhook. So this is standard Jira, and this webhook communicates in REST with the open connectors, because there we have implemented the open connectors to actually map the output of the webhook to the input of SAP Cloud ALM. Okay, so this is a nice example to illustrate what we can do with the open connector from the SAP Integration Suite in the SAP Business Technology Platform. Okay, so it means that you, as a customer or partner, you need to have the integration suites installed in your BTP installation. And the open connector is also managing via REST the connectivity to Jira. So this would be used actually to start synchronization, mass synchronization, and this webhook is used to react when something changes in a Jira. So again, the API that we are using there, this REST API, is the one defined in the API Business Hub. So it's clearly nothing special there. All the intelligence that does the conversion between the webhook from Jira and the REST inbound API for project and task is done in the open connector platform. So let's try to demonstrate this now. So first I will start with my Jira instance. Okay, so it's there, and I have again my famous birthday project with all my tasks. And all those tasks, they have been synchronized already from the SAP Cloud ALM tenant using the open connectors. So now if I take the buy balloon task and I move it to in progress, then the webhook from Jira will send, will communicate to the SAP Cloud ALM tenant. So if I go back to my tasks and I open this buy balloon tasks, hopefully the status should be changed to in progress, which is there. Okay, not refresh there, but it's already in progress. Okay, and if I move now this budget or this task to done, call a music band. Okay, now if I open these tasks, okay, the status is still down. So the old status was open and now it's down. So it's we have really real-time communication between the Jira there and the SAP Cloud ALM. So let's say if I want to move it back to in progress, I think it should work. So if I refresh, well, maybe I click there and go there. So, call a music band. Okay, now the task is in progress. Okay. You see, actually, I would have done this before. So now you can even see it. It's even better. You can do it directly from the project board in Calm. So again, there I'm in SAP Cloud ALM, and go back there. So now the music band is really done. So I will move it there. Oops, excuse me. Okay. And if I go back there and I do a refresh on my, so the music band should disappear. Yes, it's not there anymore. And the budget is open. Okay. So, but I think it's a really nice example to see how we can integrate Jira with SAP Cloud ALM, and it works very, very nice there, and you're using the open connectors. So the last example I would like to do is the following. It's more complex because it requires some coding, and we did this coding. So what we did is that we created a SAP UI5 application in BTP. So there we are really in this use case where you can complement, or you can complement the standard functionality of SAP Cloud ALM. So this is in the BTP, a new SAP UI5 application using the REST API. And this SAP UI5 application is actually coded from scratch. So you can do whatever you want in this application. So for us, this is this application, which is there. Okay. So I will refresh it now. Just to start from scratch. So this application actually is the code of this application is actually accessible if you want to try is in this Cloud ALM API example GitHub repository. Michael Clover mentioned it during his keynote, and this is where we put example best practices or coding that could help you to accelerate this kind of application development. So we have, of course, Postman collection. We have some application in Java, and we have also some application in Node.js. So there you can download it, you can install it, and we actually have some. If you go to this application, you can find also. I would say instruction how to use it. Okay, so it's open source, but you can start using it to create your own application. So this application, quickly, what it does is that it can select either to the sandbox of the demo system that we provide from SAP for the SAP Cloud ALM, or it's using actually a production system. So it means a customer or customer-like tenant. And from there, you can select the list of projects. Okay, and no surprise, I will use also my current birthday project. Okay, and from there, what you can do, which is very interesting, is in that case, it's a real kind of, again, a Kanban application. But from there, you can also create new tasks. So you can click a new task, and I will add up my demo with this. I will create an ALM demo new task. I need to enter a due date, so it will be tomorrow, medium, and a short description. Okay, and I can submit the tasks. Oops, there. So the task actually is already there. But now if I go back to my overview from SAP Cloud ALM, and I do a refresh, I should actually have another task created there. Actually, it will be in status open. So I will do a refresh. And instead of 8, okay, I have 9 there. Actually, it's my task is already created there. And I can start working on that. Okay, so it means that if I change something in this tasks, so I need to select it. Okay, but I think now you trust me that I can do that. I need to browse, find my new task, ALM demo tasks. Okay, I need to change the status. It will be in progress. Okay, now this task is in progress. And if I go back to my SAP UI5 BTP application, and I do a refresh, I should have one more task there listed there. Okay, this is my ALM demo new tasks. And again, if I decide to move it to a down, oops, sorry, down. And now I can go back to my fantastic overview page, do the refresh, and I have a new task done because now my counter is gone from 5 to 6. Okay, with this is what I wanted to show you. The strategy of the APIs and some, I think, very nice example or very cool example, I would say that we can already do with the API that we have delivered. So thanks for listening. So I will hand over to David.
Thank you, Xavier.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. I have to hurry up a little, or maybe people have to wait some more minutes until we get to the lunch break. Yeah, okay. Let's have a switch here from a very, let's say, technical API extension possibility to yeah, what we call the SAP Cloud ALM memory extension, which is an yeah, I have to be honest, the only part which we really have to talk a little about money and licenses here. So let me go in some details about it and what does it mean. For those who have been in the keynote yesterday and maybe also on the fireside at the end, Mark Thier, our SVP, introduced already very quickly the overall concept of Cloud ALM. It's like we did it with Solution Manager. Cloud ALM comes together with our support agreements for our customers. That means there's no possibility to license SAP Cloud ALM. But it's available to every customer who has an enterprise support agreement with SAP. And for a SaaS solution, it also means, I mean, we have a tool or a tenant that is provided to each of our customers, and it's hosted somewhere at a hyperscaler, and it of course produces costs on our side. We decided to take these costs to a certain degree, and this is what we call our fair use. That means the infrastructure for Cloud ALM, which includes memory, of course, which includes all the operations activities at SAP, from administration, monitoring, and getting all the updates. That is something that SAP is taking for you. Memory means we have here to, or we decided to give a predefined memory volume, which is 8 GB for every customer and every tenant. That is from the resource perspective. Of course, that's the same is valid for functional. For functions, also here we have a clear strategy that everything that is needed for customers to manage SAP and even non-SAP is somehow also covered in Cloud ALM and will not require any additional license. But now comes to the use cases, and we have to consider them because they might be there of an extended use. So in cases that customers are using Cloud ALM very extensively, then we have to protect somehow that the memory space that will be used is not unlimited. So therefore, we have clearly said if a customer is using more than 8 GB of HANA memory per month, then he would have to buy additional memory if they need it. Yeah. And here we have packages of 4 GB. So this is then one piece that a customer can buy through our Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement, the CPEA. I will soon explain how that works. And of course, the same might be possible on the functional side. That also means we saw now from Xavier that there might be some extensions, and then in the future even more, where other BTP services can leverage Cloud ALM, but some of these BTP services might be required to be licensed, and then it's not included in Cloud ALM. So here, these are the possibilities and variants where maybe the standards or fair use of Cloud ALM has to be extended. What does it mean? We have this product which is called SAP Cloud ALM Memory Extension Service. So this is a product that can be licensed through our CPEA, and I show you later where you find our CPEA services. In general, the CPEA is something that you activate with your account, and through CPEA, many other services like services on the BTP, Web IDE and workflow and Cloud TMS and you name it, can be consumed and can be paid and licensed through the CPEA. So we are just one additional service there. And as I said, the baseline memory are our 8 GB as defined also in the usage rights. And as soon as you are beyond these 8 GB in the usage, it might be required that you buy or that you activate this this HANA memory or this extension memory. How does it work? We will mainly detect. So it's nothing that you have to do, let's say, previously. Yeah. So you don't have to buy it and maybe see, oh, maybe I will raise these 8 GB. No, it's really a very a reactive procedure that we have planned here. And I can quickly show you how that works. Let's take this as an example. Yeah. So just for the matter of ease, we would say in January you would start using Cloud ALM. And here's our red line, the 8 GB. There, if you are stay under this 8 GB, all is fine. So now it happens that maybe in February you are storing more data, and we have here a monitoring which is looking not only at the peaks from a day, but really on the median. Yeah, so we are checking also medians. By that we will definitely see if you have raised these 8 GB, and if you have raised them. And for instance, in this month, we detected it and we monitor it every end of the month, and we see, okay, now this customer has used more than 8 GB. At the end of the month, we will then typically get in contact with you and tell you, look, you are using over these the 8 GB, and it will be required that you activate the service on your CPA contract. If you don't have yet a CPA contract active, we have to involve also your account executive that this will be enabled for you. If you have one, it's a pretty self-service step. You just have to activate that service. But just with activating, it doesn't mean that you're continuously charged here. It's really from now on, and typically that will take some time. So let's say after 1 month and you're continuously beyond, now we will start charging you from your CPA contingent. Yeah, you typically or usually start maybe with 10,000 euro as a contingent, and then we will check every month if you have used maybe 1 block more. Yeah, like in this month in April, we could see there's 1 block that has been used, and then we will automatically reduce these 300 euros, which is 1 block, from your contingent. If you are going even further in the next months, maybe that you have extended even these 4 additional gigabyte, such as maybe you have used 6 GB, then you might need 2 blocks already. Yeah, so 2 blocks in May would mean 600 euros that will be automatically charged from your contingent. But even maybe in June, yeah, summertime, holiday season, you might not use that much by whatever reason. And you are still beyond these for these 8 GB, we will also not charge something at all, right? So by this, it just means here we have to activate the service, and after that, we will check, and every time your memory consumption is higher than 8 GB, we will have to consume the appropriate memory extension service. Yeah, but again, we will check first, and we will contact you if you are one of these customers who are continuously using more memory. So how can you use more memory? Yeah, and as we learned in implementation, it's very, very seldom. Mark yesterday told from our 500 customers that currently are in Cloud ALM, there's only 1 or 2 that are beyond this 8 GB. So it's really, really an exception, but also exceptions has to be explained, and that's what we do here. So if you are storing extensively monitoring data, or if you later on start building your own UIs and dashboards and extensive stuff, which is all, let's say, based on Cloud ALM and not on different sources, and would consume memory, it could happen that these memory limits of fair use are extended. Yeah, or you would like to store data for a longer period, or even you have really extensive large attachments to documents that you're uploading to the system. Yeah, so all of that is feeding the memory, and if we see it's beyond these 8 GB, we will contact you and let you know. How would you activate it? As I said, you need a CPA contract. If you don't have one, you can do it with your account. And as soon as you have such a CPA contract alive, then you can go to the Discovery Center. In the service area, you can then find our Cloud ALM Memory Extension service. Also here you find some details again, and you can read how it works. And also from there, you can then immediately just select the CPA, pay as you go. We don't have yet activated. Maybe next year we will see. And then you can immediately from here activate that service, and the rest is automatically. So that's just what I wanted to explain. If you want to read all what I just explained a little more in detail again, please find it also in our help portal in the Cloud ALM area. There we have extensions, also the API information are there again, but there's also the area of the cloud memory extension, which is then explained here in written form again. With that, I'd like to thank you all for your participation. In my role as moderator, I also would like to take all the questions that you still might have now over into the Meet the Expert session, or I would of course appreciate if you show up there again at 3 p.m. and let's talk there, and you can also raise your questions again. We have another session about the integrations in Cloud ALM operations and also our Meet the Expert session. So see you there.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye-bye.